the right direction?
Nothing yet, honestly. You really won't know until the first game rolls around. You get to see different people. Training camp's great and all, but you never know the real test until that week one rolls around and you get to actually put it on tape. So.
Broderick, you were finally on that left side on Saturday. Just how that opening drive and those first few plays go for you guys?
It was all right. It's always things you can clean up here and there, but for the most part, I think we were in sync.
How much more comfortable are you starting to feel on the left side, or has that always been comfortable for you?
Yeah, I don't think it was ever about being comfortable. Just a repetition. Just getting back used to that side. So, that's all it really is. Just for me, just continuing to get reps at the left side. So.
Where do you feel like you guys are as an offense? I know you said that you can't tell anything until you get out there week one, but from where you were to the start of training camp to now, how have you guys developed?
I think we're starting to gel, just as a whole unit. We just got to continue to trend in the right way, continue to just lock in, focus on the things we can focus on, and do what we can, and just continue to play football.
What are some of the major coaching points you've been getting from Pat Meyer and others, just in terms of technique or things along those lines?
It's really never about the technique. It's always about the fight. That's all he ever wants to see. Finishing plays, even if you're not doing the right thing, always just making sure you're getting hands on somebody and finishing around the pile. Little things like that. That's all he really instills in us, around this time right now, because we got so many young guys, so many rookies coming in that's still trying to find their way. So, we just try and continue to help them. So
as a group, what do you then take from the first game? Preseason. As a group, what do you guys take from that then?
Like I said, I feel like we're starting to gel. We just got to continue to get those reps in and continue to form as one.
As you get ready for the season, from the start of training camp until the first regular season game, what milestones do you look for throughout so that you can
consistency?
Just consistency.
That's it, consistency. That's all football is about. Consistency. So if you're able to be consistent in this sport, you'll be all right.
What's your comfortability like with Rodgers now after 3 weeks of here?
I think we're still figuring it out. But for the most part, like I said, football is football. At the end of the day, they could put Coach T back there. I'm gonna still have to do my job and block for him. So.
Aaron said that he has an open door policy. Some receivers are taking advantage of that at the door. I'm stopping by. Are you guys on the O-line also swinging by?
It's honestly hard because you're always just running around and you always just run into people. Even if it's in the cafeteria or yesterday how we had our home run derby. We got tents up there. Guys always sitting around. So, it's not hard to run into people around here. You don't have to go looking for them or anything like that. So I think that's the plus about it.
How'd the home run derby go?
It was good.
How many did you hit?
Oh, I didn't participate. I was a first baseman. I couldn't hit a lick. So.
Who shocked you?
Who shocked me? Honestly, nobody really ever shocks me unless they're just going the yard every time. That's really the biggest thing about it. It's really just about the camaraderie aspect of it. So.
You expect your kicker to win it though?
The kickers won it before, so you can't put it past anybody.
You guys head back to Pittsburgh. You have a joint practice on Thursday. For you specifically, what are the benefits of those joint practices? That's what more so of what I'm looking for. Being able to go against somebody else that you don't get to see every day, and really putting what you know out there on display, and seeing what you can really do.
By the end of the season, when we talk to you, what will you be looking for that tells you that you and the Steelers had a successful season? You accomplished what you want to in terms of growth and development?
Consistency, from just the offense, not even me speaking for myself, but just as a whole, we just got to continue to be consistent day in and day out, game in and game out, and, everybody just being on the same page.
Joey, just joint practice on Thursday. What are you most looking forward to in that practice?
Going against Mike Evans.
Yeah,
I feel like that. I'm excited for that. I've been watching them for a long time, so now I get to go against my practice. I'm excited for that.
How much of a benefit are joint practices? I mean, obviously you can see the tangible stuff, but what other parts of it are really beneficial for you guys?
Just going against new players. I feel like everybody, we kind of get tired of going against each other, beating up on each other. So it's a different team with a different jersey, so we get to beat up on them for a little bit. So I feel like everybody's excited for that.
Are joint practices more beneficial than a preseason game for you guys?
I don't know. This is going to be my second one. I enjoyed the one last year with the Bills. I learned a lot from it, so hopefully I can learn a lot from this one with the Bucks.
What have you learned about the kind of versatility of the secondary? Just you guys have had some injuries with the cornerbacks. It seems like there's a lot of interchangeable pieces.
Yeah, I feel like it's really up to our coaches. Really, I give it to our coaches because they're teaching us to be more expandable and play all different types of roles, and they give us the capabilities of doing that. So it's just them trusting us, being able to switch up roles, and the guys executing.
It also seems like this group has kind of a special chemistry. Do you feel that?
Yeah, definitely. You know, those are my guys. Everybody in there. So like Elon with Jalen and Darius coming in, the OGs. You know, we always crack jokes. They're good. They're good teammates to have.
How much does doing a destination camp here at St. Vincent kind of help you guys build that team chemistry?
That was one of the main reasons Coach always tell us why we're up here is for that team chemistry, that bonding, you know, not going back home after the day ends, you know, just spending time with each other in the dorm room, kind of giving that college vibe, and it does honestly every year. So, I mean, all the guys are excited for that and just building that connection.
Do you think you're going to play at all on Saturday, or?
I have no clue. I have no clue.
For you guys, for you guys as a defense, just how do you feel you've made progress? What progress do you feel like you've made up to this point?
Other than like being able to play different parts of the defense and everybody being exchangeable, I feel like our communication has been top notch for us, and that's really the main thing we've been pushing. Just communication and be able to make plays out there and not play too textbook.
What's it been like for you since?
I mean, it sucks, you know. Every ounce of me wants to be out there, you know, playing, and I'm just kind of sitting here doing nothing. It kills me, especially on something, you know, as if what felt like dumb to me, you know, it was just a freak accident. But you know, things happen, and it's about how you respond to it and how you handle the adversity. Like, you know, I wish I could go back and change it, and you know, I wish I could be out there playing. But the fact of the matter is, it happened, and you know, I got to continue to stay locked in and make sure I'm still on my stuff and locked in during meetings and during practice and still getting all the mental reps, because this time is still important for me. You know, although I'm not getting the physical reps, I need to continue to get the mental reps if I want to, you know, continue on the trajectory that I was on. And I felt like, you know, I was doing well. So I need to continue to make steps and make strides, even though I can't necessarily do it physically out there. But I'm just trying to maximize every day and make the best of it.
How exactly did it happen?
What's that?
How exactly did it happen?
It was just a quarterback center exchange. Went a little wrong. It was just a freak accident. Jammed my finger up so bad it broke.
Did you get stepped on, or did you...
No.
Okay.
No, it was quarterback center exchange.
Well, did you know when it happened that it was this serious, or did you think you could just kind of shake it off?
No, I mean, it was like during a team run period, and you know, I took the snap and I just felt like I jammed my finger real bad, and I played the next two plays like I threw a ball with it. Didn't feel right, and then it was really when I went to the next indie period I couldn't really grab the ball, and I was like, I think something's kind of messed up here. You know, it didn't feel right. You know, I can normally tolerate pain pretty well, but I literally like could not grip the football, so I knew something was messed up. So then we came up, got it checked out. And, you know, it is what it is. So we're hoping I can get back soon, but we'll see. I still don't know.
Did you have surgery on it, or
no surgery?
Have you ever had finger injury before?
I've had hand. You know, I broke my wrists, but that was in high school. But never this. First time.
Well, I'm curious. You know, when your junior year of high school, when you broke your arm, obviously more significant injury, but that kind of derailed some things for you. Is there anything you learned through that process that you can use now, going through a different kind of injury early in your NFL career?
Yeah, it's hard because, you know, it doesn't make it suck any less, you know. But the fact that I have been through it, you know, although it was a long time ago, does help, you know, because at the end of the day, like, you are still a part of the team, and you know, for me, I know I'm a rookie, but I'm still trying to be a part of this, you know, this journey, especially this preseason with my guys that, you know, we are all rookies, and all the young guys that are getting all these reps. Like, you know, it hurts me that I'm not out there, but I'm trying to stay as involved as I can be, and you know, I could probably be better, you know, about staying more involved, and you know, just trying to get as many mental reps as I possibly can. I'm trying to make that an emphasis, you know, this week, because it's easy when you have something like this happen, and I'm, you know, kind of in the mental state that I'm in. Like, it sucks, you know, it's brutal, but you know, you gotta, at this point, we're professionals, and you gotta be a man and step up and and just continue to learn and grow every day, regardless of the situation. Nothing other than just, they're wishing me well, and everybody's had injuries and whatnot. But
is it realistic at all that you could still get action in the preseason, or do you think
I don't know? I hope so. We're just gonna have to see how this heals, and I know I defer to Coach Tomlin on most of that stuff, and I'm still just taking it day by day, week by week, and doing what I can to stay ready, so I don't have to get ready. So if that opportunity does present itself, I'll be ready, and I just want to stay physically in shape, and I would love an opportunity to get out there, and we'll see what happens, but it's killing me not being out there.
I was going to say, how frustrating was it to be in Jacksonville and you're watching the other quarterbacks do their thing?
It sucks being there, not being able to play, but I was super happy for Skylar and Mason because I felt like they both played really, really well, and I was super happy for Max Hurlman and Keyshawn Williams, and Rock had a good game, and I thought the O-line played really well. I think they were protecting the quarterback all night, so all that stuff was fun to be a part of, and it was fun to be on a sideline for my first NFL game. But yeah, it does suck. It doesn't, as much as I'm trying to be a good teammate and pump my brothers up, I'm trying as hard as I can to not be bugged by this a ton, but it does suck. The competitor in me would tear my left arm off if I could go back in there. So
what are you doing in terms of classroom or walkthrough next step?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is, out there I'm still trying to walk through the reps that I would have in practice, and, I think Tom's done a really good job of helping me with that. And, it's been kind of a hybrid week with the preseason game, so that was a little different on, how do I get mental reps, getting ready for that. But, still trying to approach things like I'm going to play in the practice, or I'm going to play, in the game. I want to still make sure I approach things the right way, and I think the classroom's pretty much the same for me. I wouldn't say it's, I'm definitely still watching film, and I'm still, analyzing things like I would be if I was out there. But, the walkthrough aspect has to become more, and, walking through the plays that I would have, and mentally going through it out on the field or in my room, just like I would be, taking a rep, because even sometimes just thinking through it, it's not necessarily the same, but it's something.